Hey everyone, it's me Avery, and I'm going to be making a beaded bracelet out of rubber bands, and it looks like this. I'm going to be using a flower in the middle and then some glow-in-the-dark beads. So I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm just going to call it a beaded bracelet. So the supplies we'll need is the loom, the hook, and I'm going to be using some fall colors since it's autumn right now. So I'm going to be using orange, white, and yellow. And then you want to have some beads. So let's get started. Okay, so to start, you want to make sure that the red arrow is pointing away from you. And now you want to take your perimeter color, which mine is white, and you want to start from the middle peg to the out left peg, and then go straight forward. Okay, so once you get to this left peg closest to the top, you don't want to go to this very top one. You want to go from this peg to the middle peg. Like that. And now you want to go all the way to the bottom again and do the right side. Okay, so now it's time to apply the rubber bands with the beads. So you want to take one color and one color bead, which in my case I'm going to be using 2 colored bands and then 1 bead color. So I'm going to, for the first one, for example, I'm going to be using yellow and the orange bead. So I used the perler beads, but you can use any bead that is able to fit the rubber band. So what you want to do is put the rubber band and squeeze one of the ends of the rubber band, and then put the squeezed end of the rubber band through the hole in the bead, and then you have this kind of rubber band. So you want to pinch one end and pull it through, and I'll show you another example. So in this case I'm going to use my orange rubber band this time. So every time you're going to change rubber bands. So you want to pinch one end of the rubber band, grab your pony bead, and put the pinched end of the rubber band through. And then once you are done with that, you want to place it on the second pegs on the side. Not the first pegs, but the second pegs. And you want to make sure that the arrow is pointing away from you. And every time you place one of these, you want to switch colored rubber bands. Okay, so I skipped this peg for a reason, because I'm going to be using this flower one. So if you're using more than one type of bead, which in this case I'm using a flower, and I'm using this one because it has the little loop there. So what I'm going to do is use the yellow rubber band, and what I'm going to do is pinch one end that is really small because it's a really small hole in the back. I'm just going to try to squeeze it through this hole. So now that I have it through, I just want to pull the other end so that it's even. So as you can see, I have it all the way through. And so now you just want to grab the 2 ends of the rubber band and attach them to the 2 outer pegs. And now you can just keep going. So now it's time to weave. So the weaving part is pretty easy. All you're doing is weaving the outer perimeter, which is basically all you're weaving. So what you want to do is first apply a capping band. And how to do that is grab the outer perimeter color, which mine is white, and what you want to do is stretch it out, make an 8, and then reattach itself. And then make sure the arrow is turned around and is pointing at you. And then you want to apply this capping band to the top or the bottom peg that's facing you. Now you'll want to start weaving. So you want to go under the capping band and grab the first rubber band under the capping band and make sure you hold this capping band down and attach the rubber band to the left. Then you want to go under the capping bands again and grab the very last rubber band and move it to the right. And now you want to grab the very bottom one on the left and move it forward. Grab the very bottom white one and move it forward. And you want to keep doing this until you get to the very top. So once you get to the top, what you want to do is grab this bottom rubber band and move it to the middle. So now we're going to do the right side of the peg of the loom. So you want to grab the very bottom one and move it forward, and you want to keep doing this as the same that you did on the left side. Okay, so now that you have everything weaved, you want to make sure that the red arrow is pointing away from you, and then you want to push up all these rubber bands on the last peg that's closest to you, and you want to grab one of your colors. That I'm going to be using a orange, and you want to move your hook under all the rubber bands. Grab whatever color rubber band you're using, and you want to pull it through. And then reattach it. And then move this rubber band to the thickest part of your hook loom. And then you just want to pull everything off. Side to side, that's what I do. Don't worry about the flower or whatever button you're using, you can always move it when you finish the bracelet. So this is the bracelet. As you can see, I have the flower and everything. So now we're going to attach an extension to it. So what I'm going to do is grab the loom again, and then grab whatever color you're going to use, which I'm going to use yellow, and make sure that the red arrow is pointing away from you. And I usually add 5 to 7 rubber bands for the extension, depending on the wrist. But I'm going to use 7 because I never know if I'm going to give away this one to somebody. 6 and 7. So then what you want to do is flip this around. And now we're going to attach the bracelet to it. So you want to take this end off the hook, but make sure you don't let go of it or else you're going to lose your whole bracelet. And then attach it to where the last rubber band is. And then hold that down and stretch it out to the peg behind it. Just like that. And now you want to weave again. So what I'm going to do is grab this yellow one and move it forward. Then we'll grab the bottom yellow one again, move it forward. It's the same thing as what you did on the outer perimeter of the bracelet. Okay, so now that you have everything weaved, you want to grab these two and just pull it off. And so now you have your extension piece. So now you want to stretch it out and grab a S-clip or C-clip. And what I'm going to do is use a S-clip. So now what you want to do is stretch it out and attach one end to the S-clip, or add one rubber band to it. And then you want to grab the other end of the bracelet, which in my case is going to be a white rubber band on the end, and attach it. And now you have your beaded bracelet. So I hope you liked this tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And you can post a comment request as well. And thanks for watching. Bye!